calls. How does the stack manage that whole process?
It's fundamental to how most programming languages execute code. There's a special area of memory managed as a stack, often called the runtime stack or call stack.
Okay, a dedicated stack for running the program.
Yes, when your code calls a function, say function A calls function B, several things need to happen. The program needs to know where to come back to in function A after function B finishes.
The return address.
Exactly. And function B might have its own variables, its own little world.
Local variables.
And maybe function A passed some data to function B parameters. All this information associated with the call to function B needs to be stored somewhere temporarily.
And that somewhere is the call stack.
Precisely. When function B is called, a chunk of information called an activation record or stack frame is created and pushed onto the call stack.
An activation record, what's typically in it?
It usually holds the return address, where to go back to in function A, the parameters passed to function B, space for function B's local variables, and maybe space for the value function B will return.
So it's like a complete package for that specific function call.
It is. Now, if function B then calls function C, what happens?
Another activation record for function C gets pushed on top of function B's record.
Exactly. The stack grows. When function C finishes, its activation record is popped off the stack. The program uses the return address from that popped record to jump back to the correct place in function B.
And execution continues in function B.
Right. And when function B finishes, its record is popped, and we return to function A. The LIFO nature perfectly manages the nesting and returning of function calls.
The example in the notes, with main calling A calling B, B calling C, it makes sense now. The stack would grow main, A, B, C, and then shrink C, pops B, pops A, pops bomb back to main.
That's the exact flow. It's an elegant mechanism managed entirely by the call stack.
Fascinating. Okay, another area mentioned was express